Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2020-2021 budget presentation. My name is Andy Carlton. I'm Superintendent of Schools in Regional School Unit 4, and I'll be taking you through the 2020-2021 budget. I think it's important first to talk about the priorities for this budget. The first thing was we wanted to maintain current programming. We offer a comprehensive program in RSU4, and our students have access to all sorts of different curriculums. We wanted to maintain our support for curriculum and instruction. One of the big portions of this budget is always continued maintenance to facilities. As you know, we have signed a new performance contract, and while that is not reflected in this budget, that'll be in future budgets. That work is ongoing. We have new buses in this budget to continue our replacement of our fleet. We wanted to make sure that our school nutrition program had adequate funding, and we wanted to make sure we maintained our adult education program, which has become incredibly successful. Well, I think this slide is pretty self-explanatory. One of the things I wanted to make sure was to highlight was that the last 5 years of budgets in RSU4. Over the last 5 years, before the 2021 budget, you can see our budget has only increased about $600,000, which is, comparatively across the region, pretty small. We have tried really hard to make sure that our budgets are need-based. Those are the things that we need to continue running school in RSU4. On this slide, you will see the last 5 years worth of town valuations. So for those of you who don't know, a lot of what we get for state funding and the way our costs are broken out are based upon the town valuations. That is the valuation the state gives the entire town. I think it's important to see that over the last 5 years, the valuations of our town have risen exponentially. Litchfield, over the last 5 years, their valuation is up $43 million. Sabattis is up over $35 million, and Wales is up over $21 million. Valuations have a direct impact on funding, specifically the required local share under the Essential Programs and Services funding model, as well as when we break out the additional local, which is based upon 50% town valuation and 50% student count. On this slide, what you will see is our general purpose aid. General purpose aid is the money that comes to us from the state through the Essential Programs and Services funding model. As part of that funding model, we also have what's called the EPS required local. So that is the required amount of money that the RSU towns have to contribute to get the state share. As you can see, our funding has increased over the last 5 years, but our required local share has also increased. So what that means is that you're paying more, even though you're getting more, you're still paying more to get it. On this slide, you will see some comparisons of historical budgets. One of the things to note is that what changes the most throughout this is the local additional. The local additional is the money that we require to run RSU4 that is above the Essential Programs and Services funding model. That is directly impacted depending on how much state funding we actually get. I think it's important to look at the required local share and see that it has gone up every single year in comparison to the rising of our budget. The state continually asks the taxpayers to pay more to get the state money. On this slide, what you will see is the impact to local taxes over the last 3 years from the RSU. So if you look at Litchfield, over the last 3 years, from FY18 on, the impact to local taxes on the RSU budget is down $98,159 from FY17 levels. In Sabattis, for the impact to local taxes is down $300,000 from FY17 numbers. And in Wales, taxes are down $69,844 from FY17 levels. I have to commend the school board, and the hard work that they have done to make sure that we put out responsible budgets that only ask for what we need. The school board is very cognizant of the fact that we have, we are the largest tax collecting organization, and so we want to make sure we are doing right not only by our students but also by our taxpayers. All right, so after a little history, what you will see here is the proposed 2020-2021 operating budget. So this budget that you will be voting on July 14th is $19,561,334. In comparison to the FY20 budget, which was the last year's budget, the FY20 budget was $19,133,325. I think it's important to note that our original draft of the 2020-2021 budget was $19,664,349. The school board and the administration did a lot of work to take over $100,000 out of the original proposed budget. So the FY21 proposed school budget, represents a 2.24% increase over last year's budget, and which equates to $428,009. On this slide, what you will see is the factors that contribute to this year's increases. First, in operations and maintenance, there's a little over a $36,000 increase. Those include increases to our snow removal costs, the Oak Hill Middle School cafeteria needing new cafeteria tables, and some increase in our electricity costs due to our rates being higher. Those total $36,663. In technology, we need to do some work to the lab at Oak Hill High School. We use that lab for our business classes as well as our Zulama program. That cost is $4,800. In health services, there's an increase of $32,000. Some of you may know that during the 1920 school year, we had students move in with some significant health needs, which required us to add a nurse position partway through the year. Obviously, at the time, that was not budgeted for, and we needed to put that in this proposed budget. In transportation, there is an increase of $36,000 due to a $30,000 bus payment as we put 2 buses in this budget, as well as an increase to the costs in homeless transportation. One of the things that's important to note is students who are homeless, we share the cost of transportation with the district they are residing in. Students who are homeless have the opportunity to attend either the school of record or the school in which they were living in, depending on what is in the best interest of students. We do share that cost, but that cost has risen significantly, and we wanted to make sure we had the appropriate amount in the budget. Other than that, the rest of the increase is all contracted salary and benefit increases of $354,546. So after looking at the proposed FY21 budget, I think it's important to note what the impact on the local taxpayer is. So in this budget, the impact to Litchfield will be $92,283 increase over last year's budget. Sabattis is an increase of $51,642 over last year's budget. And Wales is an increase of $49,158 over last year's budget. If you'll see below those numbers, you will see what the original draft of the budget looked like and the work that was done to drop those numbers. Now, I think it's also important that we look at the actual impact on a home in each town. So we use $100,000. So what that means is that in the town which the house is in, what the increase in taxes would be on a home that is valued at $100,000. So in Litchfield, On a home that's valued at $100,000, the increase for the year would be $25.35 or $2.11 per month. In Sabatis, on a $100,000 valued home, the increase would be $28.37 or $2.36 a month. And in Wales, on a home valued $100,000, the increase for the year would be $41.65 or $3.47 per month. On this slide, what you will see is a comparison by cost center between FY19, FY20, and the proposed FY21 budget. I think it's important if you look at line 11, that is our all other expenditures. If for those of you who have been at our budget meetings before, you will know that this is where we take money from the budget and transfer it over into our food service program. Our food service program is an enterprise account, and what that means is its intent is to operate on its own. As you know, that doesn't happen easily in any school district, and so for the last few years, we've been transferring $142,799 into food service. When we took a look at year-over-year costs and the food service program, we decided this year that the food service program didn't need that much money, and so we took out $17,799. On this last screen, what you will see is our projected revenues. This is a hard one to do. Some of the things that are set in stone are the revenues from the local allocation, the state allocation, and the additional local funds. The rest of it is money we project out that we will see from revenues from different places, such as state agency client billing. So those are students who are in foster care. Miscellaneous revenues that include gate receipts and things of those nature, and main care reimbursement, as well as any reimbursement for laptop damage. We have seen a significant increase over the last few years in state agency client revenue, which has helped to offset the expenditure side of the budget. Lastly, I want to thank you all for taking the time to look at this budget presentation. One of the things that we are offering this year is the ability to give some feedback, some written feedback on the budget. You can do that by going to our website and clicking on the budget tab under school board, and you will see a link to a Google form that you can fill out and give us feedback on the budget. Or all of you will have received in the mail RSU4 budget book. There is a piece, a tearaway piece in there where you can write your budget feedback. You can either mail that back to us or drop it off at central office. And we always appreciate getting feedback on the RSU4 school budget. Lastly, I ask that you go vote on July 14th at your local polling place. Thank you, and as always, if you have questions about this budget or just about the RSU in general, please feel free to call me at central office. Thanks, and have a great day.